Hello everybody, and what is up? I thought I would do a quick update on my Necron stuff, because it's been a while since I've posted any 40k content other than a tournament battle report a few weeks ago. No, in fact a couple of months ago. So I am preparing for another tournament that's coming up, and I thought I would go through my current Necron list that has changed a tad since the last tournament. Why won't you? There we go. So since the last tournament that I was in, we had two. We only had two heavy destroyers. We didn't have a unit of scarabs, and we had an extra unit of warriors, which in all three games, in all the games that I've played, the second unit of Necron warriors has done literally nothing. So we ditched them. We got ourselves a third heavy destroyer and added a unit of scarabs. And this list has actually been pretty successful. So we'll go over it quickly. So we got the Plasmancer with the This is Star Shatter Arsenal, by the way. So we've got the Plasmancer with the enhancement that gives his unit to ignore cover. He goes with the Immortals. So AP1 ignoring cover, pretty cool, and critting lethals on 5s. We've got the Locust Lord who goes with the Locust Destroyers. He has the enhancement to give a vehicle or mounted unit -1 damage, which typically goes on the Locust Destroyers. It turns out that's actually really strong. Sometimes we put it on the Doomsday Ark if we don't want to expose those guys. The Scorpec Lord has the enhancement to give a vehicle or mounted unit fall back and shoot. This rarely comes into play, but we normally give it to the Locust Destroyers, or again the Doomsday Ark if we're pushing that forward. But it rarely comes into play. Sometimes I put him with his unit of Scorpex. Most of the time I keep him on his own so I can stay near the units that I need to use the buff, and then use him as a countercharge piece. The Nightbringer typically goes into strategic reserves because he's so slow, and then he gives a threat from off the board. And it is useful in that way. Our two singular Locust Destroyers typically go in strategic reserve also, as the little action monkeys for later on in the game. Our two units of flayed ones, so 3 heavy Locusts, a 6-pack of standard Locusts, 10 warriors to set camp on my base objective. Transcendent Catan has been surprisingly useful. With his ability to teleport around the board, it's been really good to get places where I need him, to post threats or to jump on objectives, or even to get into backfields and score behind enemy lines, or engage on all fronts, or threaten people's home objectives, or just get into places where he really can be annoying. Scarabs I typically either use for move blocking, or if I can keep them within 6 inches of the Plasman so they can go on an objective while he still remains hidden, to put an OC down to either do an action or just claim an objective for a cheap unit. Doomsday Ark does Doomsday Ark things, and that's pretty much it. It's pretty basic, simple, straightforward army. It does a surprising amount of damage with the +1 to hit when people are on objectives. The flayed ones are great for getting in my opponent's face or doing actions or doing secondaries. So this army has potential, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. And we'll see how it goes in the next week or two when there's another tournament coming up. So I just thought I'd give you a quick heads up, and yeah. Until next time, you take care, and happy wargaming.